to all of you. I'm Ritika Jindal, IAS Officer 2019 batch. So we have with us Mr. Deepak Kumar Mishra. He is my batchmate, Bihar cadre. I'm a Himachal cadre officer. He's also an officer of 2019 batch. So he has very graciously agreed to take an interview guidance session for you all for CSE 2020 and 21 attempt. So thank you so much, Deepak, for taking this session. And we invite you here so that you can take this session forward. We'll just wait for another 4 to 5 minutes for students to come. There were certain technical glitches. Other students are joining soon. We'll wait for
Sure,
another
sure.
just 4 to 5 minutes. So I'll request all other participants to please keep your mics on mute and videos off. So you may take doubts from sir after he closes his session, right? So मेरा session तो आप लोगों ने attend कर ही लिया था. I had taken a session yesterday. So those who had missed my session, so we have the recording. We'll share it with all those who had registered for the link, right? Thank you so much. We'll just wait for another 4 to 5 minutes, then we'll start.
Thank you, Ritika. Sure.
So yeah, good evening all. So now I'll request our esteemed guest for the session today, Mr. Deepak Mishra, to start with the session. And sir had got 206 marks in the interview. That was the highest marks in the interview that time. Though I used to ask him in Labasna ke yaar kaise aa gaye itne marks. But then on a friendly note, yes, but he'll be sharing those strategy as to how to excel in UPSC CSE interview. And what are the common mistakes which can be avoided? Because you see there's a little difference के आपको आंसर देते हो 30 मिनट्स का होता है, राइट? एक आंसर दिया दैट कैन शूट अप योर मार्क्स, और एक आंसर गलत हो गया या कुछ आपने ऐसा उनको शोकेस कर दिया, एंड दैट विल डाउनग्रेड योर मार्क्स. एंड वो जो डाउनग्रेड होता है, द रेंज इज हाई, इट्स जस्ट 50-60 मार्क्स का डिफरेंस होता है. उससे या तो आप सर्विस के अंदर आ सकते हो, बाहर जा सकते हो, या लिस्ट के ही बाहर जा सकते हो. सो इट्स अ ह्यूज गैप. सो आई थिंक सर विल गाइड यू बेटर as to how to excel in the interview. So welcome, Deepak. Would you please take it
Thank you.
forward from here? Thank you so much. Thank you for
Thank you.
joining us. Thank you.
Thank you, Ritika. Thank you for kind introduction. Hi, everyone. First of all, I would like to say that you all have come to this webinar on the day of Holi. So half the battle is already won, and the electricity has gone in my place. Am I audible? Can somebody confirm? Hello? Am I audible?
Sir,
Can
yes,
somebody
sir,
confirm? Okay,
yes, sir,
okay,
you are
okay. Okay, thank you. So
Yes, sir.
now, okay. So the thing is that first of all, I would like to wish all of you a happy Holi and best of luck for the future. But with that note, I will start the webinar. So I always say this, and I think this is applicable here also, that interview is a very subjective experience, and many people have different experiences, and they perceive this whole experience of giving interview as they can perceive it different, uh, so with that disclaimer I will start. And also I would like to confirm if anybody has a problem with Hindi. So can somebody confirm if they don't understand Hindi, or I will try to use as much English as I can, but being in Bihar cadre from last 1 year have made enough impact on me. So can somebody confirm that if Hindi is okay for everyone? Like, okay, I have got some responses. So now this webinar is about the common mistakes which we commit during interview. First of all, the worst mistake of giving interview is that we form preconceived notions about how a board will behave. So if I am getting Bhosle sir board, people might tell me, and this is my personal experience, and this happened with me in the real interview. When I was sitting, I got to know that I have got Bhosle sir board. I am from Bihar, and people on my table, they started telling me that Bhosle sir is little biased towards Marathi people, and your marks will be already deducted by 20-30 marks because you are from a certain location. So I'll make it very, very clear that don't make any preconceived notion about any board. All the boards are there for a reason. They are highly qualified people. They have more than combined experience of 150 years. If you consider all the 5 members, each one of them will have minimum 30 years of work experience. So please don't judge a board before going to appear before it. So I'll like you to notice this, and observe this, and you know form a very firm opinion that all the boards are equally competent. All the boards give marks, very good marks. I have heard that many people will say that Bassi sir is you know he don't give very good marks, he'll always give you average marks, or these type of notions which are floating in the market, especially around Mukherjee Nagar and this area, Rajendra Nagar. So be very clear about it. The other thing is reading the transcripts of the other people. So this is my personal opinion. The questions when which is asked to a candidate, it is asked in a certain environment. So you don't have to worry about what questions someone has asked a candidate 3 years back. That particular candidate can have those things in his detailed application form that led the interview to ask a certain question. So please don't get demotivated by the questions which have been asked to the interview candidate, and don't read too many of transcripts. Some questions may overlap, but please prepare your own def, please prepare your own questions, and then you see if there is any problem in some question, then you can discuss with your friends or guide or anyone. So this is the second point. The third point, which we tend to lose and we tend to ignore during interview, is that we don't give enough concentration, enough importance to our sleep. And the only difference which I can stress at this point of time is that I slept very good. I slept enough in my last interview attempt. I'll also like to tell all of you that I got 148 marks also before getting 206. So you have to keep this thing in mind, that please always have enough sleep, around 7 to 8 hours of sleep, and read only during the daytime. Because if you are a night time, night मतलब रात में अगर पढ़ते हो तुम लोग, जैसे मैं पढ़ता था शुरू में, मतलब मेरा रात भर का प्लान रहता था कि रात भर पढ़ूंगा बिकॉज इट इज वेरी पीसफुल एंड आई विल बी एबल टू कंसंट्रेट मोर. बट दीज आर ऑल थिंग्स व्हिच वी टेल टू आवरसेल्व्स, तो कि खुद के लिए बहाने हैं कि बस रात को जगने के. हम रात को बहुत लोग पढ़ पाते हैं, बहुत लोग नहीं पढ़ पाते हैं, लेकिन मैं बोलूंगा फॉर इंटरव्यू यू शुड ओनली प्रिपेयर इन डे टाइम, and at most at 1 o'clock you should sleep, so that on the day of interview you are confident, your face looks bright, and you look very energetic, and this have a great weightage to your interview marks. So sleep is very important. And the fourth thing which I don't make the interview a life and death question. So what happens is that we always consider this exam so dear that we start taking it as a life and death. So when we go in front of the interview board, this nervousness reflects. And when this nervousness reflects, it will also reflect in your marks, which happened with me as well. So in the attempt in which I got 206 marks, I had this mind set up that कुछ भी होगा, कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता है, this is just another job. So if you take this in this manner, then you'll be able to perform much more better. And the next thing is dressing and your etiquettes. So the two things which are important is that you should be honest and you should be humble. So only these two things can can take your marks above 200. So you don't have to worry about how you walk, or uh, whether you said good morning to the chairman of the interview first, or you said good good morning to, or you said good morning instead of good afternoon. So you don't have to worry about those things. Yes, be careful, but those things don't make a very good, remarkable difference to your marks. So don't worry about those things. Just be humble and truthful, and be courteous towards the members. So regarding etiquettes, nothing more can be said. Many people will say that while walking you should open your buttons of the suit, or these type of things, which are in the hindsight I consider them ridiculous. You can just go there, sit comfortably, and open your buttons of the suit if you are uncomfortable if they are closed. So these type of things, don't take it to the heart. Be focused in your preparation, and don't waste your time doing these silly things. Now many people will advise you to give 10 marks, 12 marks. Personally, I do not agree with this opinion. I think 2-3 marks are enough. And if you keep on giving marks, it will only lead to frustration. So you just, when you appear for a mock, keep 2-3 things in mind. If you are able to maintain a constant smile, humility, if you are getting frustrated if someone is asking a question which is a bit controversial. So these type of things you should keep in mind. And you should also try to ask the mock panel that what were the things, you just ask them personally, sir, what did you consider that I am lacking. So these type of things just discuss, and don't take it as a something which is like Lakshman Rekha. मतलब उन्होंने जो कह दिया सही है, this is not necessary. So you just discuss with your own friends, your own guide. Many people are there in the in your vicinity which will who will help you in these things. So if someone during a mock interview demotivates you or say you bad things, please don't take it to your heart. And tum just consider it as a another experience rather than defining experience. So this is one of the thing. And now one question which I have found that most candidates tackle in a very loose manner, that suppose you are already in IPS, or you are already in some other services. Even if you are not in any other service, and if the interview board asks, why do you consider Indian administrative service better than Indian revenue service or any other service? So in this type of situation, always try to give an answer which is personal to yourself. Don't give an answer like that IS gives more opportunities than IPS or IRS. When you say this line, it gives a perception that you are demeaning other services. And the truth is, all the services are equal. IS is just another service. Yeah, of course, many people choose many, or maybe 99% will people will choose IS as their first preference. But while telling that why have you chosen IS as your first preference, you always have to make the answer personal to yourself. Why did you choose IS over IPS? Not that the IS service is better than IPS. Please don't explain the whole situation in this manner which demeans other services. Even if someone, if you have filled IPS as your first preference, don't explain the answer as if IPS is much more rewarding than IRS. So these type of things you should always keep in mind. suppose I would like to just give an example that why did you choose IS over IPS. Now you can say that the opportunities which I am getting will help me to explore my own different personalities, which hone my personalities. These type of approach you can take, bring the question to yourself. This type of approach will help you in a much bigger manner in other questions also. Don't give general answers. This thing. And now one important thing which I have noticed is that I have many friends who are appearing for civil services interview and all. And when I ask them a certain question, suppose I'm asking them today that why do you want to join civil services? Today they have a different answer. After 2 days, if you'll ask them, they will have a different answer. So what I did was that I made a list of questions, around 100 to 200 questions about myself, and wrote them in a diary. Even write your answers in a diary. No point, like it's not a bad thing, to write what are the points which you will mention when if someone asks you a certain question. Don't write the language of the answer, just write points. Which are the points, bullet points you will speak in response of a question if someone asks. So it is very important to maintain a diary regarding interview and write questions. You write everything, all the questions related to me, yourself, which you can think and which you have experienced during your mock interviews. So it helps a lot, I'll tell you, because when you will be revising your questions. You will have some solid reasons behind you choosing a certain thing. And believe me, it helps. So make a list of questions and write in a diary. And it over a period of time, if you are going through same questions again and again, you will a certain level of confidence is there on your face while you will be replying to the actual board. And don't reply in an animated manner. It should look natural. So by looking natural, what I mean is, what I did was that I was in railways when I was preparing for civil services. So what I did was that we were only 2 or 3 people who were appearing for interview. So what I did was that I used to practice before a mirror. So what happens is, someone, suppose you ask me a question, or I ask myself a question, and then I try to think of an answer in my mind. When I am thinking in my mind, I am always having the best answer. But when I start speaking in loudly, when I start, I get कई जगह फंस जाता हूँ. Like I am, मतलब जैसे मैं अभी फंस जा रहा हूँ. I'm not finding right words. So what I used to do is that I used to practice before mirror, and I used to speak aloud. So it will boost your confidence in in a manner which is unparalleled. It is better, even better than the mock interviews, because you are seeing yourself in the eyes and you are answering. And that gives the best kick in your preparation of interview. So this is one of the thing which you can adopt. Now for all those who are engineers, I would like to make a specific point regarding engineers, that regardless of your BTech subject, regardless of your specialization, if there is a word, there is a term engineering in your DAF, detailed application form, then you should be ready for all the questions related to engineering, not just civil engineering or not just mechanical engineering. If you are a mechanical engineer, you should be ready with driverless cars, artificial intelligence, satellites, the recent phenomena of Ever Given, which has stuck inside the Suez Canal. So everything technical, robotics. Even if you are a textile engineering uh, student, then also you should be ready with artificial intelligence, robotics, everything technical you should be ready, and which are in the news in the recent times. So you can't say in the front of the you can't say in front of board just that you are a textile engineer, and so because of that you don't know how artificial intelligence works. So this is one of the things specific to engineers. Now for the next point is regarding home state. So regarding home state, you should be, it's a general thing which I think you would have heard from other people also. So I would not delve deeper into that. So the next mistake which is commonly done by the students is they forget about their BTech subject or their BA subject and their previous work experience. These two things are very important, and you should be thoroughly, expert, regarding the general things about those things, about those subjects and your previous work experience. Suppose you have worked in the oil sector, so you should be ready with this renewable sector and all. When will fossil fuels start, when they will finish, and you will have to be dependent on renewable sources of energy. What is the approximate time you expect that the whole world will be completely reliable on renewable sources of energy instead of fossils? So, and these type of things you should be always these type of things you should be ready. And now I'll just like to link these two things, like in the recent phenomena of the blockage of Suez Canal. We had questions regarding energy sufficiency of Indian market. Like we are not able to get enough oil from other side of the Suez Canal. So in this perspective, these questions can be framed. So you should be thorough with your previous work experience, whatever job, for whatever amount of time. If you have mentioned in your DAF, please be ready with it, and please be ready with your questions also. Now, regarding newspaper, what I have observed, one common mistake is people will refer only one newspaper during their this interview preparation. But personally, I would like to advise all of you that you should be at least reading 2 or 3 newspapers, including one newspaper of financial aspects like Economic Times or Financial Times, so that you have a thorough idea, and a specialized viewpoint if some question regarding economy is asked. So, and if you just read a single newspaper, what happens is that your viewpoint becomes a little skewed, and it impacts your judgment in the final interview as well. So reading it from 2 3 other sources will broaden your spectrum, broaden your viewpoint regarding a certain thing. Like there can be a question regarding your opinion on farm laws, whether they are they are good for the country, or if they are good for the country, why are the farmers they are on the borders of Delhi since last 3 months. So these type of questions you can always expect, and for that you have to be a balanced view. You can't just tell the advantages and say that yes it is okay for country. You can't say that. And I think I have covered most of the points, and now I can take your specific doubts, uh, because I can go on and on, and I may not be able to cover more points. So I would like some of you to type, or if you want, you can unmute yourself and ask questions. I will note them down, and I will uh, uh, refer to them one by one. So you can start. Anyone? Okay, someone, Pankaj Gujar have asked. Yes. It is a problem. Hello, Pankaj. I had a similar upbringing. I also did my education from Uttar Pradesh, Rajasthan, Bihar, and Delhi. So I had a similar background as yours. So in this case, what I think is the home state which you refer in your DEF, which you mention in your DEF, regarding that state, you should be very well read. But other state, you should be only acquainted with what are the famous things in your cities in which you lived. Suppose you are living in Gujarat, in Ahmedabad, so you should be just knowing certain tourism aspect or certain specific aspect you know which can be asked from Ahmedabad. Suppose you have lived in Trivandrum or Thiruvananthapuram, then I can, you know, always ask as an interview member, I can ask you what are the things you will suggest me to visit when I visit Thiruvananthapuram, or what is the uniqueness of Thiruvananthapuram if you have to you know, tell in one line. So I think I have addressed your question. Now Pranav Thakre have asked about his hobby. So, you know, if we start addressing this type of questions, it's a good question. But the thing is, you have, like, regarding cycling and doing yoga. So you have to frame questions regarding this. You know, uh, every possible question. You know, who are the people? You know, how many type of cycling races are there? What are the different poses of yoga? What are the, you know, different sources of yoga, if I can say, कि कहाँ से शुरू हुआ, how did it start, and how did it gain popularity after, so, you know, so many centuries, and so this type of question you can expect. And also, you know, if you are doing cycling, how often you do it, and if you are recommending yoga, you know, suppose someone ask they have a back problem, so, so what type of yoga you will suggest. So these type of questions you should be ready with. So the next question have been asked by Dibyanjali. She have asked that, can I leave a sports NCC section flank in DEF? I have no experience of NCC. Yes, you can definitely leave the section blank, and you need not worry about it. It only shows that how honest you are, and I'm happy that you asked this question, because you know, I'll tell one experience which I myself had when we were filling our DEF, that some of my friends had no hobbies. It's not, you know, very, it's not compulsory to have a hobby. If you don't have a hobby, or if you don't have something to write in some of the sections, it's completely okay to leave it blank. So yes, Divyanjali, you should leave it blank. Hello Vinod. See, you have written that you have written about a very poor academic background and no work experience. It doesn't matter. I'll just, you know, as simple as that. जब तुम इंटरव्यू में पहुंच रहे हो, it means that you have worked hard, you have toiled hard, and you had that metal, and you had that you know, hard working capacity to crack prelims and mains. Most of you will agree it is not easy to, you know, reach to interview. If you have reached interview, it's you know, an achievement in itself. And I would like to tell you, Vinod, that you don't have to worry about it. You just give explanation, and you should have a reason behind you know, if you did not have any work experience, you can just say that I was preparing for civil services. I was quite motivated. I was quite determined. I had you know, determination to crack this exam, and that's why I could not join any job. So you don't have to worry about you know, poor academic background. So we know the you can you know, just be a bit hardworking in your you know, you have to put some extra effort in preparing your questions regarding DEF. Now, Anubhav Dwivedi has asked, is there necessary to speak with fluency? Now, I'd like to tell you, Anubhav, that you can yourself notice that how fluent I am. No, I'm not, you know, I'm not very good with fluent English myself. So I don't think it should be a problem. And my own experience has been that if you are, you know, stuck at some point and you want to choose Hindi or you know, some other language which, you know, you can convey your idea, the interview board is there only to, you know, they want to select the right candidate. They don't want to see how good you know, a speaker you are. You know, if only good speakers would be selected, then it will become a different exam altogether. So yes, you should not worry about that. But yes, you know, if you are speaking English, then you should be able to convey your idea. That's all. That's the level of fluency they want. Like, even when I speak English, I get stuck in some of the points. I don't find the right words, like I said. So for that, you know, you have 1-2 months. You should just hone your skills. stand in front of mirror, start speaking. Like the if you would have interacted with me 2 years back, 3 years back, my English, my fluency was not even this okay. So sorry. So I think I have answered your question, Anubhav. So Vigya have asked, what if chairman asks questions like anything you want to discuss with us? Yes. So Vigya, you have asked a very pertinent question, and it happened with me as well. So what happens is that these type of questions are there, to I don't know how to phrase it, but it's just it's just a comforting question, and at the end of the interview, you can just say, no sir, I'm satisfied with all the interactions we had, and at the last you can just thank the board members. But if you have some particular doubts, when they interact, they would have talked about some book or some sources, then you can just ask them ki, sir, you are telling about this particular thing, where can I get more information about that subject? इस type से करके इसको you can address this type of question. But personally मैं क्या करता था कि I used to skip this question, because I would just say कि no sir, I have a quite healthy conversation with मतलब the board members, and so मतलब you should be just इसको ऐसे address कर सकते हैं मतलब. I think I've answered your question. And also, when I am discussing these questions, I would like to tell one thing, that कुछ बोर्ड में क्या होता है, जैसे जो चेयर होता है, मैं बताता हूँ, एक सेकंड. वो सर्कुलर होता है, एंड बोर्ड मेंबर्स जो होते हैं, वो चारों तरफ से आपको सराउंड किए रहते हैं. तो when you go to some board, I'll show you some photo. I don't uh, know if it is visible or not. So that rectangle is your seat, and चारों तरफ से आपको बोर्ड मेंबर घेरे हुए हैं. तो you should be ready with your own approach. Please don't get nervous if you are made to sit in this arrangement. Please be confident. और बैठे वक्त पैर वगैरह, मतलब नर्वसनेस का साइन होता है कि आप पैर हिला रहे हैं, यू आर शेकिंग योर लेग, आपका हाथ कांप रहा है. These type of things, which I did these mistakes in my first interview. So that's why I'm telling you beforehand only, be confident, have enough sleep, and then go for the interview. And don't worry about what type of marks you will get. That you can वो तो मिलना ही है जो मिलेगा. So the next question has been asked by Muhammad Sajid. Is there any particular dress code regarding the time of the month, like suit in Jan month or normal during in month of April? I don't think I told you earlier also. Please don't worry much about your own dressing. It should be, it should be just officer like. If it is April or May, if it is very hot, you need not wear a kind of weather, then you can wear a suit. But tie is a must. Please wear a tie. It shows your seriousness. This is the only thing I'll like to tell you, Sajid. So just wear a tie, a formal this shirt and a pant. Nothing else. And if it is very hot, you can avoid suit. So it's not a problem. Vinayak has asked, I have a foreign master's from USA. What facts do I need to prepare related to USA? Also, I worked there for, you see, Vinayak, this is a very, good thing in your detailed application form, which you can, use it to lead the interview members toward something which is your strong hold. Like if in renewable energy is your stronghold, then you can mention in your other answers in between about your experience in renewable energy. I had done this during my own interview. I was good in robotics, So what I used to do was, in some other questions, I used to insert my own ideas about robotics so that they ask more questions related to robotics or artificial intelligence. This is a very good approach, which I think it is a bit difficult, but if you are able to do it, it helps, it's it can get you in final list only with this thing only. So Vinayak, you can do is you should be prepared about renewable energy. And USA, regarding USA is they can ask about the location where you are living. Like if you suppose you are living in Philadelphia or you are living around New York, then the local topography or the local unique things like the places to visit, because if they would have a very good foreign exposure, then they can ask some specific question regarding that. But generally, if they will ask two things, they can ask about India-USA relations, and the other thing is the advent of Trump and the impact of his white supremacist these policies, and the impact on your own surroundings. So these type of things you should be ready with. The next question has been asked by Aman Kumar. He has asked, as we are about to appear for interview, how important is? I don't think it's very important to wear suit. I think you can skip the suit. It's not an issue. RD has asked, sir, I have kept long hair which can be neatly tied. Although that is not a concern in the corporate world where I have been working since many years, I'm wondering, would that be a bone of contention? Hello, RD. See, the this is a very fine line, and it's very difficult to address these type of questions. Which board members will consider this as offensive to them? There are many minute things which leave an impression on interview panelists. They are more than 60 years of age, most of them, and like I don't know what actually they will think, but see, in a corporate world, that's not an issue. But in UPSC, it can be a bone of contention depending on the viewpoint of the chairman of the interview board. But I won't be able to give a conclusive answer to this question. But if I would have been in your place, I will go with the hairs trimmed. So I think I've answered your question, RD, and I think that's all. So if anyone have something else, they can unmute themselves and also they can ask.
Hi DM, good evening.
Hello, sir.
Hi, yeah, hi.
Good evening, sir.
Sorry, I was listening to all the conversation actually.
Thank you, sir. Sir, a question और आया है.
You can give the reply.
Yeah, yes, sir. Do you suggest me wearing a turban? You can wear a turban. That's not an issue. If you are wearing a turban and you are able to hear the long hairs, then I think it's not a problem. A turban is not an issue for the board. Yes, you can wear a turban. But I don't know actually which background are you from. Like if you are a Punjabi or if you are a Sikh, then I think wearing a turban would be good. But if you are from somewhere else, then I don't know which type of turban you are talking about. So if you can be a bit specific, it would help.
And the color also.
Yes, sir. Okay. Then if you are a Sikh, then you can you should be a bit specific about the color, as sir said. Sir, सारे questions हो गए sir.
You covered all the questions. Good, yeah.
Almost, sir. Yes, sir.
Then I was listening. I was sitting here since 6:15, I think.
Okay, sir.
Yes,
I काफी कुछ कोशिश किया हूँ cover करने का sir इस बार.
नहीं, it was very good, yeah.
Yes, sir.
This was such an enriching session for me also.
Yes, sir. We always learn from you, sir.
So how's the training going on?
Sir, training बहुत अच्छे चल रहे sir. Today is the last day in the district, and
अच्छा.
अभी आज dinner है sir. उसके बाद tomorrow morning I'll leave for Patna.
अच्छा. Okay, that's great.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So guys, if you have any other questions, you can type. Deepak Mishra will give the reply. Otherwise,
Sir.
sorry, I was calling you DM. Otherwise, I'll see you guys on 31st.
Someone has asked, is it okay to not apply home state as home cadre? Yes, you can see home state and home cadre are same thing. If you would have filled your def, then yes, I think your question is regarding your home state may be Bihar. Like my home state was Bihar, but I chose UP as my home cadre. So in my home state also I showed UP only. So there are some certain criteria based on which you can choose other states as your home cadre also, like you did your 10th 12th, इस टाइप से अगर कुछ आपने एजुकेशन वहां से किया हुआ है तो आप उसको होम स्टेट दे सकते हैं. सो इट्स नॉट नेसेसरी कि जहाँ पे आपका जन्म प्रमाण पत्र हो वहीं का आपको होम स्टेट देना है और होम cadre देना है.
सॉरी टू इंटरप्ट यू. थोड़ा वैल्यू देखना पड़ेगा यार इसमें कि लास्ट ईयर में कितनी सीट्स थी, इनसाइडर कितनी वैकेंसी थी, आउटसाइडर कितनी वैकेंसी थी, तो वो स्टेट बाय स्टेट वेरी करेगा. यू कैन ड्रॉप अ मैसेज टू मी एंड अकॉर्डिंगली आई विल टेल यू कि क्या फिल करना चाहिए एंड क्या नहीं.
यस सर.
ठीक है. आई थिंक ब्रॉडली यू कवर्ड ऑल दीस टॉपिक्स.
यस सर. स्पेसिफिक केसेस में आप लोग सर से डाउट पूछ सकते हैं स्टेट्स के रिगार्डिंग. सर को काफी इंफॉर्मेशन है और सर का काफी एक्सपीरियंस भी है उसमें.
फिर आपसे तो हम मई में मिलते हैं डीएम, है ना?
यस सर, बिल्कुल सर.
नहीं आऊंगा आपसे मिलने. ठीक है, देन सी यू इन द मंथ ऑफ मई. बाकी बच्चा लोग आपसे मिलते हैं परसों. See you on 31st. We have a session. Our class is starting from 31st. So 31st को मिलते हैं, है ना?
Yes, sir.
Okay. DM, thanks यार. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir. Bye, sir. All the best to everyone.
Bye-bye. Okay.
Bye,
Good luck, guys. Thanks, yaar. Thanks. Bye.